Hey finders, welcome back to Fortune Finds. Today, I am not only teaching you guys how to recreate this eye look and full-faced beat down look, but I'm also going to be reviewing the BH Cosmetics ItsMyRayeRaye palette. This is literally what I use for the majority of my face. I am going to use other products because, you know, there's no foundation in this, there's no blush in this, but you do get a hell of a lot in this palette. 15 eyeshadows, 10 of them are mattes, 5 of them are shimmers, but then it also has 3 highlighters and then 3 contour shades, which you can use these highlighters as eyeshadow as well, especially if you have fairer skin. These do translate a little bit golds, but I'm not going to tell you too much right now because we like really dive deep into this palette. I love this palette. I have to say I have been reaching for this palette more than any other palette that I own. I did purchase this about a month ago, so this is like a legit review. Like all of my reviews are legit, but I am like going in on this. I really do love it. Again, I said I grabbed it more than anything else. If you're into makeup, which I'm assuming you are because why else would you be here, and you want to know what it is in this saturated market that you should be buying, what you should be saving your money by not buying, then you should subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm a heavy review channel. I'm constantly in new makeup. I'm constantly trying new things and then sitting down, showing you guys how I use them, different ways to apply them, the best techniques to do so. And this is not a sponsored video. BH Cosmetics did not ask me to review this, did not pay me to review this, did not send this to me. I bought this with my own money. However, I would love to do a sponsored video with BH Cosmetics, so if you're watching, hit a girl up. This retails for $22.50. I purchased this off of Ulta.com, and yeah, it is bomb. Let's go ahead and dive into it. I think in 2019, I want to keep my intros to a minimum. So with that being said, without further ado, let's stop babbling and let's hop into the makeup review. And then I did apply a primer, which I'm going to let sink into the skin while we do the eyes. And the primer I used today is the Kors Greek Yogurt Smoothie. I really like this primer, but I've had it for like ever now. I've had this for like almost 2 years and I'm sick of it and I just want it to run out, but it's like seemingly never ending. I did go online and read some reviews and a lot of people said that using Brownie Bite is a great way to fill in your eyebrows. I didn't think so. It kind of looks a little chalky and very patchy. It doesn't glide on very smoothly and it kind of just creates like a patchy, chunky look to the brow and it doesn't look very natural, so I did not use this to fill in my brows today. However, I have tried it a couple times to fill in my brows today. I am back on my Anastasia Brow Wiz and I'm in the shade Dark Brown. To prime my eyes, I'm going to be using the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Aqua Sealer Concealer. I'm going to use my ring finger to just smooth that all over. Now I'm going to do the eyes first today, just because like you have more wiggle room to like shape the shadow. Because for me, I find that on this eye, my shadow tends to go a little further than I want it to. So if I do the eyes first, I can take a makeup remover and shape them and get rid of whatever excess makeup I have on my lids. To now set that concealer, I'm going to take the shade Nudist, Morphe JH09, just this big fluffy brush, and I'm just going to set that concealer. Now, I don't press too hard. I'm kind of just like packing this on the lid. Using a flatter blending brush, I'm going to take the JH35 by Morphe, and I'm going to grab the shade Pancake right here. Tap off the excess. This palette is a little bit dusty, and I'm just going to start it in the outer corner of the crease, focusing most of the color right there, and then bringing it on in towards the inner tear duct. I have to say, this palette does blend very easily. I think this is a great palette for beginners or advanced. I'm going to go into the shade Control Freak, which is right here. A little bit tighter of a blending brush. This is the Luxie 243 Precision Blending Brush. Put that right where we just applied Pancake, but a little bit lower. It's just going to build up the crease a little bit more and give it a wee bit more definition. And what I like to do to really darken up the outer edge is I'll take a little bit on that brush, place it where I started blending the crease, and just brush it down. It's going to start deepening up this outer third of the eye and then blend it on in. Now I'm going to take the shade Fairy Tale on a flat brush. This is the Morphe JH41, and I'm just going to pack this on the inner corner of the lid. When I say pack it, press it into the skin and just lightly push it into the skin. And this is honestly the best way to get the most pigment out of the shades, is to just use a packing flat brush like this and just stamp it into the skin. And now I'm going to take the shade Allison, which is a lighter shimmer shade, and I'm going to put that in the center of the eye. I'm going to take the shade Pancake again, and I'm going to pack that on the outer third of the eye. I'm going to grab the shade Sunset, which is this very pretty red right here. I'm going to take that on a very small blending brush. This is the Morphe JH40, and I'm just going to pack this on that outer third. So we're just placing it over pretty much the Pancake shade that we just put on. But the reason why I put the Pancake shade down was because I'm hoping that the Pancake will help this red shade blend a little bit easier and a little bit more seamlessly, and it won't look as stark. And I'm just like patting that all along the outer third. Now I'm going to take the shade Friday. I'm going to keep that on the very, very outer third of the eye. So almost like the outer like fifth. That's how concentrated I'm going to keep this color. Now I kind of want to brighten up the outer third. I kind of want the shimmer to be everywhere. So I'm going to keep the same brush and I'm going to dunk into Tiffany, this pinky shimmer right here, fluffing that into the crease first and then bringing it down. See what I'm doing? Into the crease and then pulling it down. Colors like almost blend themselves. It's crazy. I know this is like a lot of steps, but I'm just like in it today. I'm gonna take the shade Radiant on a fluffy brush. This is the JH33, and I'm gonna fluff that like above everything that I put in the crease. Just trust me. Yeah, okay, here we go. That is so pretty. This middle part needs to be a little bit brighter, so I'm gonna grab Moonlight, which I've destroyed. The second I opened it, I stuck my long ass nail into it and destroyed it. Pat that in the middle. Yes, that is like the effect that I wanted. Let's go into Angel. I'm gonna take a flat brush. This is the JH43 by Morphe, and I'm just gonna highlight the brow bone. Sunset shade one more time, which is the red shade with this blending brush that we used the first time, and I'm just gonna stamp over where those two shades meet. And then taking Tiffany on that side. I'm just like kind of going over the middle part and like blending it, see? I'm gonna take a makeup remover wipe. I'm just gonna take my finger like that, and then this is what I wanna do. Kind of like create like a higher angle, chin up, a cleaner edge. I'm going to do a concoction. I'm going to use the NARS Radiant Longwear foundation in the shade Vienna. And I'm also going to take my Josie Maran Vibrancy Argan Oil foundation in the shade Cosmic. So I'm going to mix these two pumps of NARS. And I'm just going to do one pump of the Vibrancy because it does have argan oil in it, so it can be a little heavy. So just one pump of that. I'm going to use my Mikasa F300 flat brush, just mix them on the back of my hands like this. And this doesn't need to be exact because we are going to use a beauty blender to just mix it all in. I was always against a beauty blender because I thought there were so many great drugstore ones out there, but I have to say, like, love it. I'm so mad I bought it, but I'm so happy I bought it at the same time. I'm going to use my Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. I'm just gonna, this helps, I find, to like make it less cakey. And as you can see, I've avoided directly underneath my eyes. Since I am going to go in with concealer, I will skip the foundation because it just adds another layer, and that's when makeup tends to get cakey, when you have a little too much on. And don't forget to bring it down your neck. I'm going to take the Liquid Camouflage Catrice. This is in whatever shade it is. I never know what it is. I'll put it down below. Now, I like to move a little quickly with this concealer just because I feel like it tends to dry quickly, although a lot of people say it doesn't and that it's really easy to work with. I don't know, maybe it's just me. And then I pinch the sponge to keep it like somewhat where I put it on the nose. And then once it's packed in, I like to just dab it up the forehead to really like brighten up in between the brows. So I'm going to use a beauty blender for the bottom of the triangle that we made, although that was like the saddest triangle I've ever seen. To get a little closer to my eye, I'm going to use a brush. I know, I've become very high maintenance with makeup, but this is the Mint Pear Rounded Soft Blender in $64. I think I got this in an Ipsy bag, and I'm going to lightly, like literally, there is practically no pressure. I'm just gonna lightly blend out that like awkward line of concealer. I'm not putting the concealer directly like underneath the eye, so you can see there's like a line missing right underneath the eye, simply because I find that the concealer will sit into the fine lines under your eyes. And also you're gonna put shadow under there because we're gonna buff it out in just a second. I'm gonna grab the Tarte Cheek Stain, and this is in the shade Tipsy. It kind of looks like a deodorant stick. I actually did a review on a bunch of Tarte stuff a while ago, like months ago, and I didn't really love this, but I'm really into this now. So, sorry Tarte. Real Techniques blush brush, and I'm just gonna flick it on to the deodorant stick and then pat this on the cheeks. I'm not dragging, because with a liquid product, if you drag, you're going to move like the foundation or any other liquids underneath. And then I like to bring it up the sides of my nose like that and up. Now that we have all the liquid on our face, we can go ahead and set things. So to set my face, well, first we're gonna set the under eyes first. This is the Hourglass Veil. I love this powder, especially in the winter when my skin is dry. I'm gonna take some on the back of the lid. And then before we apply this, take your beauty blender, beauty sponge, or brush, whatever it is. Make sure that the concealer is not in those lines. Then grabbing some on that tip, I'm gonna set the under eye. And to set my whole face, I'm gonna use the Revolution Luxury Baking Powder, Makeup Revolution, and this is just in Banana. Get some powder on there. I want to set all the locations where I'm going to apply my contour powder, because it'll go on a little bit smoother if you set it first, whereas if you just apply your contour straight onto a liquid, it can get a little patchy and it will grab. So if you set your face with a translucent powder first, you'll get a better result. It won't be skippy, it won't be patchy, it won't look too muddy. Okay, moving back into the palette, which we haven't spoken about in what feels like forever. Angled brush. This is the Morphe GH04. Let's use Mocha. What are you doing?
Pay attention to me.
You want me to contour your face?
Hi everyone.
No. You need to leave now.
No, I want to watch. I'm here to
I don't
watch.
want you to watch.
Hi everyone.
Get out.
Wow, what strokes. Look at the strokes, folks.
Oh God, now everyone's here.
Everybody.
Let me finish.
Let me live my life.
Let me live my life, damn it. I already contoured this side. It looks a little harsh on camera, but it's not really that harsh in real life. So I'll show you on the other side, because, you know, Mike had to come in and just interrupt me. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna keep it to the very outer edge. So if you look to the top of your ear and go down, and this is exactly where I'm gonna apply the contour. I'm gonna go ahead and just buff it out. So you're just patting and patting and patting. Now, I don't love this as a contour, just because I find that this can be like a little patchy looking even when you apply the powder, translucent powder, before. It is a nice shade. I just wish the formula was a little bit better, but it does do a decent job of like contouring. I feel like the shade is really nice, especially for my complexion. Laura Mercier fan brush. Looking at these three highlights up here, boom, 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 those are the three highlights that come in the palette. They can be a little harsh. This one is too white for my skin. This one is a little too gold for my skin, and this one is a little too dark for my skin. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna use Radiant, and I'm just gonna hit that to the very top of my cheekbone. So right here. Is a little gold for my skin. However, I have to say, I really do like these highlights. I think that they're so nice. And I feel like even though it looks a little too gold for my skin, it is a little, it's flattering like at the same time. But I feel like just the way these are formulated, they're so buttery. At first, it looks a little too gold and it looks a little too harsh. But then as the time passes on, it kind of like melts and blends into the skin. So pretty though. Like that's such a pretty glow. Oh my God. This would look great on someone with a darker complexion. Like while it doesn't look bad on me, if you have darker skin, this highlight is gonna look bomb on you. I don't want the rest of my face to be gold. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take Moonlight on the back of my ring finger, and I'm just gonna press that down the bridge of my nose and then buff it out. This also has a gold tone, you see? It's kind of gold. My Cupid's bow, a little bit on the chin. Let's go ahead and just contour the rest of our face using that shade Mocha. I'm sorry, I apologize, I'm hopping back and forth everywhere, but this shade right here, add it on the back of your hand if you think it might not be a good shade, if you think there's too much product. And I'm literally putting that right into the hairline. Like, I'm keeping that very tight lined into the hairline, pretty much. It's going in my hair. Now see, I didn't tap it on my hand that time, and it's a little orange now. Tapping it on the back of your hand just ensures that it gets rid of any excess product that you might not want, that you might not need. It's just a good trick to do. See, that's like very pigmented. That is such, it almost reminds me of like a cream contour. That's the kind of pigmentation you get. What I like to do to get rid of a double chin is I'll use an angled brush like this, take it on the angle. I'm gonna tap some here, and then go right at the base of the chin and fluff it back. And then from there, I'll go ahead and I'll bring it along the jawline and then bring it down the jawline. But see, that creates a shadow right here. So it gets rid of the double chin. So let's dive into Pancake. Tight fluffy brush. This is the Luxie 243 Precision, tapping off the excess. And I'm just gonna buff that underneath the eye. Just not bringing it into the inner tear duct. And again, that's gonna cover up that harsh line that we left with the concealer. Sunset. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna grab this red. I'm gonna tap it on the back of my hand just because I don't want it to be super red. And I'm gonna keep that to the outer third of the eye. So just right here. When you feel like you have most of the product off, bring it in. Pencil brush. This is the JH38. I'm gonna mix Moonlight and I'm gonna mix Angel. That's where I wanna go with this. And I'm just gonna keep that right to the inner corner. I'm using my Morphe Continuous Setting Spray because y'all know I love this shiz. I'm gonna set my face. We're almost done with the eyes, guys. We just gotta curl the lashes and throw on some mascara. I'm gonna use my Tweezerman lash curlers that I love. I'm gonna use my Makeup Forever Excessive Lash Mascara. Let's move on to the lips. Line my lips with the Kokie retractable lip liner in the shade Dusty Rose. It's my favorite lip liner at the moment. Just loving it. Wet n Wild Libra lip gloss, and I'm just gonna apply this to the very center of my lips. I have to say, I am seriously loving this palette. When I tell you that I have been reaching for this more than I've been reaching for any other palette that I own, it's really not a lie. I think you guys already know how I feel about this. I walked you through it while we were doing the makeup look. I don't love the highlighter shades for my complexion, but they just do something. Like, can you see now? Like, it's still really gold, but after sitting on the skin and then setting it with the setting spray and letting it just melt into my skin, it has pretty much become a part of my skin. Like, it doesn't look too gold. I really do like this palette. It is well worth the money. You are getting a steal in my opinion. I love that it folds up, although I can never seem to fold it the right way. I know that this was a lot of steps to create this look. This is just how I was feeling today. You can also create a very simple look with this palette. I've done many looks with this. It looks great if you just take Pancake, dust it all over the lid, use a little mousse or Control Freak to just deepen up that outer third, throw on a wing, or just curl your lashes and throw on some mascara and call it a day. Mike left the chair behind me this entire time. Whether you're talking affordable or luxury, this is great. I think the colors are beautiful. It has the perfect amount of mattes. It has the perfect type of mattes. Whether you just want to do an all matte look or you just want to do an all shimmer look, it's beautiful, it's great. I highly recommend it. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up down below. Leave me some love in the comments. Do you own this palette? What do you think about this palette? What do you think about this look? If you decide to recreate this look, please tag me on Instagram or Twitter. I will put my handles right here. I would love to see you guys recreate my look. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also click the bell button so you get a notification every time I upload a video here on my YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I had a blast as usual, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, Finders. Mwah.